Everybody knows about the comfort of the Pullman coaches, but perhaps not everybody's aware of British Railways' attempt to introduce a similar level of comfort in their carriage fleet. Hidden away in the yard here at Telford is the unique survivor of that trial and experiment. We're going to have a look inside this Mark 1 coach, number SC14901, which is known as the LFK, or Lounge First Corridor. Welcome to this episode of What's in the Yard, and today we've got a really interesting historic piece of rolling stock to show you, our LFK. And from the outside it just looks like a pretty standard Mark 1 coach, but inside it tells a completely different story. So come with us as we take you through an exclusive look inside this carriage, which has actually been sealed up for quite a long time. So to give you a bit of history, in the early 60s, British Railways wanted to test the market to see if there was an appetite from their fare-paying customers to pay a supplement for additional luxury in their coach, which will be equivalent to sort of like the Pullman standard of comfort. So what they've done with this coach, they've removed 4 of the orthodox compartments and replaced them with 2 10-seater lounge suites, really. And there were 3 coaches that were so converted for this. One went to the Midland region, one went to the northeastern region, and our coach originally went to the western region, and they were introduced in 1968. When they were introduced, actually there was no additional supplement, and they were just part of the first class coach fleet. Surprisingly or unsurprisingly, they weren't a success, and all 3 of the coaches migrated up to Scotland, where they worked the Stirling motor rail to Inverness in the 70s. They were largely forgotten about and just part of the normal carriage fleet. The other 2 coaches were decommissioned and withdrawn in 1978, but our coach survived in BR blue and grey livery until 1981, when it was finally withdrawn. It went to the Severn Valley Railway. Don't believe it ever ran at the Severn Valley Railway, but it came to Telford in the early 1980s. It was restored and was our mainstay of our coach stock for many years in the early 80s. I can remember as a small boy riding in this train and sitting in the lounge car, and it was absolutely fantastic. So it's been with us. We used it for a long time, but unfortunately in the 2000s was when it got vandalised, and since then we've been waiting for enough money, enough volunteer labour to be able to restore this coach back into its glory. So not many people have been inside this coach for many years, so you will have an opportunity to be one of the first to come in and have a look around with us. Before we go in and have a look inside the coach, just to show you this side of it, and you can see the livery that we were painting it in before. Unfortunately it was vandalised, but here's the damage. You know, all these ones that are boarded over are completely, the glass is completely smashed, and these windows were unique at the time in that they were double glazed. So again, it's not going to be an easy job just to fix those. When the coach arrived with us, it was in BR blue and grey. It also ran at the railway in maroon livery, and I say we were painting it into this colour when unfortunately the coach was vandalised. Let's go inside and have a look. Well, here we are. Welcome to the LFK. Pretty much this has been left as it was after it was vandalised. We did some initial repairs, but it has been sat unfortunately outside for the last 10-12 years, and so you're going to see the condition that it's in. There's work that to be done, but none of it is too major. You know, we should be able to get this back into running order pretty quick once we have the money and the time available to do so. So come with us and we'll look through and we'll see the exciting secrets this coach has to show you. We're now sat in one of the first class compartments of the carriage. You can see unfortunately the impact of the vandalism that we've received. In most of the windows on this coach have been smashed on the one side. This obviously has been completely destroyed, and the impact of not having a weather tight coach. Obviously there's some mould on the coach, so a lot of work that needs to be done. But you know, the seats, it's a shame because the seats and the upholstery is all original. We've got mirrors and there's the lighting and the luggage racks here. It would be fantastic to be able to have the public riding in this train again. Well, this is the part of the coach that makes it unique. There are 2 such lounges in the car, in the coach. So as you can see, we have swivel chairs here, fixed seats here, spotlights above the seats, above each of the seats here as well, with the switches for that. Again, unfortunately, you can see that the double glazing windows here have been smashed by the vandals, but again, you'd have your luggage rack and this really was going to be the height of comfort. This is replicated on the side behind the camera, the 2 swivel chairs and the 3 seats. So there was occupancy of 10 within the lounge. Full floor to ceiling glass on that side, so you can see people going through and past. 2 sliding doors, waste paper bin and a little drop down table. You can see the original colour scheme that was used in here. This thing is red on this coach. There was a different colour scheme in each of the coaches that we used. As I said earlier, this one now is the only one that's left. The other 2 have been scrapped. So we want to restore it and bring it back to the high quality standard that it once was. So can you imagine riding on our heritage railway as we go from Lawley down to Doseley and on to Ironbridge eventually in the future, swivelling in the chair in this luxury LFK coach. So at the moment we're having to maintain our current fleet of Mark II coaches. We also have a brake standard coach BSO that we were restoring that currently, because that will be an accessible coach. But once we've got ahead of that, it is our intention to bring this coach back into life and back into service in as close as we can get it into its original glory. There will be a financial burden obviously to the railway, and we will look for an appeal, to run an appeal when the time has come. But in the meantime, just imagine, it'll be fantastic going down to Ironbridge, through the Ironbridge Gorge in luxury, swivelling around to see all the sights and talking to your friends in absolute comfort. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed this brief look around our unique survivor, the LFK Lounge First Coast SC14901. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to our channel, because it makes a massive difference to us. And I look forward to you coming and visiting us again in our next episode of What's in the Yard.